So everyone spotted kings, not much needed to be said here. At the beginning of a fight, I like to let him go first. A lot of times, he's either going to back up, or he's going to start with this knee here, and this is going to beat out a lot of your options. If you're using a fast character like Kinomitsu, your back to armor move will beat this, as long as you time it right. High level players would know what I'm talking about with that. And I like to play him back here and make him use his feet more. So that way it's a little bit harder for him to grab me. More than any other grappler, you do not want to try to grab King. 9 times out of 10, he already is trying to grab you, he's going to instantly break your grab, okay? If he's back here, you negate his 50-50, so he's going to have to come at you with whatever, and if he gets frustrated, he's going to throw this move at you. Just know that that's a high. If he doesn't hold it, it'll hit, but it's unblockable if he holds 1+2. It's forward 1+2. So you're looking out for this move, and at the beginning of the fight, you're looking out for that. Everything else is pretty much manageable, and don't grab him. Those are the big things. Okay, so when I'm playing against Steve, I like to play him mid-low. You don't want to try to grab him, he's already pressing the buttons he needs to press to break your grab. When I space him out, a lot of times they'll do some type of side movement to get in on me, or maybe they'll do some kind of ducking motion to get in on you. So I like to play him mid-low because a lot of times they're not going to use his feet at all, so they'll forget to go down. A lot of times they're going to be punching you higher. His rage art is a high. However, I've had some trouble ducking under it sometimes, so you gotta watch out for that. I like to just block it instead of taking my chances. As far as his rage, and I mean his rage art, as far as his rage drive, don't assume that it's over, okay? As far as his rage drive, he can just hold it and then come out whenever he wants, okay? So don't assume that his rage drive is over. You might just want to, you know, like see how far I just... Yeah. Never assume that it's over. And then for his rage art, know that that's a high. You can try to duck it if you want. I've had little success in that area so far. Paul is one of the most loved and hated characters on the entire roster. Everyone's been hit by this at one point or another. What you need to know about the Death Fist, it's not a single motion, it comes out of down forward. So if you're quick enough, like for me, I look for this movement, and I know to either sidestep or simply hit him before something can come out of it. This is another character that at higher level, the way you play him changes entirely. There's different ways for his Death Fist to come out. Know what moves your character has that can reach after Death Fist pushes you back. So if you block this, know what moves you have. So with Lars, one of them is back 3-4. Know what moves you have that can close that distance and hit him before he can block again. You don't want to duck a whole lot when you're fighting him because that is a mid, and you don't want to fight him more than once. A lot of times I won't fight him more than once. He can frustrate you. These moves that he does here, like his yeah, so his shoulder move. This is a broken move, so if you see how he kind of hits you with some, like his back more than his shoulder, if he hits you just right, the system will say that he is behind you and you're in back turn, and he's hitting your back, which obviously that's not true because you're facing him. So hopefully the developers will fix him soon. He's been this way for a really long time. I don't like fighting him because of how broken he is. You can, if you know how to fight him a certain way, you can spam the moves that are broken and just kill someone that way. So hopefully, I haven't looked at his patch notes like recently to see if they've done any changes to him, but I can check again. As far as I know and seen, because I fought Paul like a couple days ago, he's still the same way. So when you're fighting a Josie, you need to do whatever you can to completely negate her lows. If you negate her lows, it's really hard for her to do anything at all or get anything started. She is like a bull rush character in your face a lot. You don't want to try to outpoke her. All Josie are aggressive. Obviously, that's a dry joke. If you are playing Josie, try not to play aggressive and like see when you can and when you can't. But most Josies just rush in and mash buttons, right? But what you're looking for is this sway motion here, and 9 times out of 10, she's gonna kick your leg out. And this goes even into yellowing. She's gonna do this all the time. So if you start negating her, I like to play her mid-low, negate her lows, and she's gonna fall apart. So, alright, if you are a Katarina main, I have to say I feel sorry for you. This is one of the easiest characters to use on the roster. If you've ever been blown up by a Katarina and you think that she's been doing a lot of button inputs and studying to beat you, you're incorrect. So if you've ever fought a Katarina, you've seen this before, and if you look at my button input, that's all one button. The only other move she's going to use is this one, and as you can see, that's my other button. So I like to only fight Katarina like once, because no matter what you do, she will always outwork you with your button press. She's gonna do way less work than you and get a way bigger reward. That forces crouch. That has knockback. So, only fight her once. I hate fighting her more than once. A lot of times if you see through what's going on, the Katarina will leave. I have a lot of disconnect videos on my YouTube. Well, a couple. Yeah, that's about it. She's one of the most simple characters. I only fight her if I want to practice a new combo, or if I want a challenge of some type, because, I mean, she does have range, you know? But, like, that's about it. It's almost not worth fighting her. And then her rage, that's a mid. So, she's a very mid-heavy character. I don't really want to space her out. I want to see through what she's trying to do to me. The number one rule when fighting a Jin is at the start of the fight, you never ever want to press. 9 times out of 10, he's always going to beat you somehow, even if you have one of the fastest characters in the game. It's really weird. I don't know how, but I just feel like it's a development thing. Jin is the master of mix-up, however, nobody mixes up with him. I feel like everyone goes on YouTube and they just do whatever the cool kids do. You've probably never seen this or hardly ever seen anyone do that, but you've seen this a lot, right? So that's my point exactly. Nobody ever uses this little sidestep punch up forward 2. You never see that. At the start of a fight, I like to do it, and then on counter hit, this gives him knockback. So a lot of Jins don't use that. It's really weird to me. So at the start of the fight, always let Jin move first. That's one of my rules. If he goes into his rage drive and the blue stops, you want to guard low immediately. I'm just going to do it because, yeah, so if that blue stops like that, you need to guard low immediately. If 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a low kick. This is another character at higher level. He's going to evolve, and people have different things they can do. Because obviously, after stopping that, I can go into other stuff, right? So spacing out Devilgen is even more important than spacing out Jin. The only move they really know how to do is the hell sweep here, especially if you're at the wall. They just want to see, like, if you stand up, they knock you down at the wall and you're trying to get up, they're going to do this again and see if they can get it off. The only move that a Devilgen really wants to hit you with, besides flying, you don't have to worry about the lasers, by the way. They want to fly and punch you, or they want to fly and, like, pull you off the ground or something. The only other move that you need to really look out for is this one, because that's every Devilgen's dream. That's what they dream about that at night. They just want to do that to you. So, the only other move I would say, or that they use a lot, will be up forward 4. And that's just because they have a fetish with kicking you in the head, because they know that you're looking for the health sweep. I can really sum up Claudio in one move. If you're fighting a Claudio, this is the number one move you want to look out for, and as you can see, I'm doing this at close range almost, like right here. Ooh, I messed it up. Messed up again. That's the YouTube curse right there. There we go. A lot of Claudio aren't going to do that. They're going to be way back here when they do it, but they're going to be moving around, and then they want to run in and do it. For some weird reason, that's how they play them. The other move you want to look out for is his hop kick. he has one of the best, if not the best, hop kick in the game. So they're gonna spam this, and if you don't eat that, they're gonna punch you in the face. Look at that, Katarina made it into the video twice. Alright, so if you are playing against a Gigas, what you want to look out for is when he's stomping towards you like this, most of the time they're going to throw out a high, so you're safe if you duck. By the way, this high is unblockable, so you're safe if you duck. I like to space him out a lot. You don't want to try to grab him because he has pretty good moves on his arms. The one low move you're going to look out for is this one, is down back 2. That's the number one low you're going to look out for. And when you're spacing him out and he can't hit you with that move like that, because you realize the range on it, he's going to start to spam this move, hoping that you run into it. With Asuka, you want to play her mid-low. What I mean by that is watch your mid-low. A lot of Asukas are going to spam this low kick and they're going to go straight into the high. No Asuka uses 1+4, which that's kind of sad. She has continuous movement where it can always literally be her turn. I'm not going to show you that because I don't want anyone doing it to me, but she does have a way to literally keep moving and you can never get a hit in. If you want, like, yeah, so you never want to chase her down. For the love of all that is holy, never chase her down. She will use back 3, and even at high level, this is a move that a lot of people don't mess with, and she has follow-ups out of it. The other thing, she does have a back flip like the ninjas do, and she has a forward like the ninjas do. Never chase her down. Like, even if you think you got a good read on her, don't chase her down. She's waiting to hit you with this. Okay, so there's 2 big things that you want to look out for when you're fighting an Alisa. One of them is this movement right here, and the other one is you need to duck her rage dart. Every time she does her rage dart, just duck. No, that's a high. It's very high. Yep, that's gonna whiff. But you see how she moved forward into it? See? So you want to stay back and just go low. Just duck and don't stand up. Duck and don't stand up. Those are the 2 big things you want to look for with her. She's really that simple. Know that whoever's using her is laughing at you while you're eating all of this, because her button inputs are so simple that a caveman could use them. So the other person's laughing at you the entire time while you're eating all this stuff, and all you have to do is duck. So for the purposes of this video, we have to address Leo's gender of being a male. So in the past games, he was a female. In this game, if you're using Nina, there's a thing in the game where you can slap a female character, and all the females in the game can slap Nina back. Leo cannot do this, therefore the algorithm claims that Leo is a male in this game. So hopefully that helps you if you had a bet going with your friends or something like that. There's the knowledge, now you have it. The number one thing you want to look out for Leo at the wall is he has a side switching throw. So if he's at the wall, he will push you into the wall. And for some reason, I don't know why, he has these hard hits like this, and even if you're at a wall or close to it, he's still going to get them out as if he wants to push you through the wall. The downside to Leo, he doesn't have a lot of good lows. He has a couple of lows, but a lot of times Leo users stay up here for some reason, and as you can see, all of these are mid-high hits, and you can easily block this, and they never pick up that you're like, all you gotta do is stand still and all of that is blocked. So they keep pelting your guard, and a lot of times I just like to stand there and look at them and try to figure out what they're thinking as they do this. I don't really understand. So these are the main things you want to look out for with Leo. If he does anything other than this, then you want to look out for it. Figure out which lows he's using or what mix-up he's trying to do. Like if he's trying to force you to crouch like this, I wouldn't like immediately stand up and try to do something to him. He has crazy mix-up, and he will confuse you with that mix-up. So if they're just standing there doing this like most Leos do, just know that you can block all of that simply by Feng Wei has to be one of my favorite characters on the roster. Main things you want to look out for is you never want to try to outpoke him. His speed is too great. He will beat you out, and on counter hit, his down forward 1 gives knockdown. He has insane follow-ups that are guaranteed, And the number one thing he wants to do is Kimpo stance. But if you notice, see how I'm spamming it here? I'm getting further and further and further away, right? So you can't chase him down because he's going to come back with something and then you're going to get hit again. So he definitely has some control over the fight when he's out on the field. I like to play him mid-range. It kind of helps me see a little bit of what he's trying to do from back here. You want to watch your feet. So some of the main thing moves to look out for is to watch your feet and watch your head, okay? You'll never see Fangs use this move. They hardly ever use that. And you hardly ever see moves like that, okay? They want to spam that, see if you're going to get it, and then when you do, they're going to go for that, or they're going to do down back 4 to get their hell sweep. Never see that move, and they're never going to do the hell sweep that way. If they're in back turned, you want to look for this move. And you're hardly ever going to see the greatest looking throw in the game. So I'm the only person I know that is hoping they bring Christy back. I don't care too much for Eddie. I know their movelets are similar, but Christy was my main in Tekken 4 alongside Kazuya. So really hoping they bring her back one day. But what you want to do with Eddie is space him out. Two main reasons why you want to do that, and this is high level and low level, I would say, is simply because he has no sidestep. Okay, he can't go nowhere. And if he is back here, he's gonna use that move, or he's gonna slide. Those are his only options. Obviously you want to play Eddie mid-low, because if he's sitting on the ground like this, you'll still be able to hit him. A low hitting, so like mid-low or, you know, low-low, you want to fight him in the mid-low area. You don't want to do a whole lot of highs. When you're fighting Eddie, you don't want to be throwing out punches like this. Even if he is standing up, I don't do this. And it's because he can do something like that, and now he's a world away from you. What are you going to do, right? So I don't jab Eddie even when he's this close. I want to go, you know, low, mid-low, like that. Like low, mid, okay? Number one move I'd say to look out for Eddie. No Eddie uses this move, you know? Or like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them are going to do this to you, and they're going to spam that and laugh at you while you eat it. You're going to get up, and they're going to do it again, okay? So you need to fight Eddie mid-low, and you need to space him out. Make him come to you, put out food like a little cat. He's a stray cat. Come here, little Eddie, and he's going to come in here, and he can't go nowhere, okay? If you are using Eddie and someone's doing this to you, you need to get used to using his little sidestep kicks here, and know that his 10-hit combo goes sidestep as well as you're doing it. Last but not least is Panda. Just about everything I said about Kuma still applies, even down to the hell sweep. The one big difference that I see between Panda users and Kuma users is Panda users like their rage drive or their rage art a lot more. So they want to hit you with this. And they want to laugh while you figure out how to get back across the screen. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As I said in the beginning, this is general knowledge that you can use to help you fight all of these characters. This is the knowledge that I used to get me from 0 to at least green rank. Getting to yellow rank and higher took a little bit more research and a little bit of work. But this is general information that I still use today, and some of it does still apply even in the high ranks. So in Tekken, like, a lot of people think ranking means something, but at the end of it, you could just get lucky, and you could be purple rank Kunimitsu using set 3 too much. You never know till someone comes along and beats you. So I feel like a game like this is a learning process. It's something that should bring people together, that people can enjoy together and share information and grow as they go. So this is my little bit that I have to share, and I hope you learned something from it.